On a day.
Hope good. Hope well.
I hope you guys are doing better than us. We've had such a challenging week. And that's why we're a little late. That's why we're doing it Thursday instead of Tuesday. As we informed y'all last week and the week before, the kids came down with a case of the scabies.
Yuck.
Disgusting. And we thought we were all good. We go to the doctors on Tuesday for their physicals, for their annual physicals. And the doctor tells us we got to do the treatment and all the stuff all over again.
Right.
So they missed like 11 days of school. We missed a lot of days of work. A lot of setbacks, a lot of frustration, a lot of stress for all of us, for the parents, for the kids. And it's hard when you got little guys because, especially if they're busy, if you tell them not to touch something and they touch it, they don't understand. Like, they don't care.
Right.
They just want to be kids. They just want to play, and it's rough. It's rough. It definitely took a toll on us.
Mm-hmm. Definitely did. But, through it all, we got to keep moving and persevering, make things happen. You know what I mean? You can't stop and sit there and cry about it. You got to make things happen. You got to keep going. So that's what we do, man. You know what I mean? We tough it out and we keep going. So, but how was y'all week? I hope, like I said, I hope, like you said, I hope better than ours. We got a couple things we wanted to talk about today.
Yeah. The first one being... Well, before we start all that, I just want to say thank you. Every week we get like a person, comment or show us that they've been listening to our podcast, and we're always like, really? You were listening to it? We never, some people is just like really, really a shock when we're told that you guys are listening and chiming in, or, you're liking our statuses or sharing it or just even listening. I think it's really, really cool and we really appreciate it. So we want to thank you for all the support.
Yeah, we really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
We hope you continue to support. We're going to have some t-shirts coming soon, so hopefully you can rock those for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very simple, but it'll go with any of your lays, so you'll be all right. So I did want to touch bases on this neutrality. I swear I'm saying that wrong. Yeah. I had Siri say it to me like 100 times. But, so now that I've been talking about this for like 2 weeks with you, and I think you just finally, read up on it or listened to it or whatever. What you think about it?
I mean,
you agree with it? You don't agree with it? Well, they're trying to take it away.
Right. Well, I'm still didn't get the full gist of what's going on. I'm still doing research on it, so I'm basically curious on what everybody else feels about it, and maybe I can, as I do my research, I can, come to a conclusion. I know from what I get from it, they're like trying to make you pay for like social media and all that kind of stuff like that, and Netflix, and I just think that's absurd.
So they're trying to do to your data plan on your cell phones or your internet the same thing they do to your cable.
Right.
So back in the day when you had cable and it was one set price for the whole thing.
Right.
If you had 300 channels and those 300 channels was $50 or whatever it was, I don't remember. And now you pay by your channels. So if you want a sports package, if you want the movie channels, if you want like Lifetime and, certain networks and certain shows besides basic cable. And basic cable is like almost like basic TV with like USA and TNT in addition to it. And that's it.
The only thing with basic cable is you don't need a converter box.
That is basically it, right?
That's all it is.
And so you pay. So the more channels you have on your cable networks, the more money you pay for those channels. And they customize it to you and to your style of TV and what you watch.
Right.
Now that's very difficult in a house like ours, who has a house full of 6 people with all different ages and all different likes and all different, wants and personalities and stuff. So needless to say, our cable bill is too fucking high.
Way too high.
Right.
Our cable bill is a mortgage.
No, it's not a mortgage. You're so dramatic. It's not. It's not a mortgage. It's definitely a utility bill, but it's not a mortgage. It's probably more than our utility bill.
That shit's a mortgage. That shit is what I was paying my mom. I was doing her. That's a mortgage.
All right. right, but that's not a real mortgage. That's
That's not a real mortgage. That's a real mortgage.
That's not a real mortgage. You were paying that. No, you weren't. Anyway, so they're trying to do that to your phone. So if you're on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, you're going to be category in this group. And, if you want Amazon or whatever you're into, they're going to break it down. And let's say you're going to be, if you want this group, it's $5. If you want this group of apps, it's $5. And it's going to add it up. So it's going to be like a cable bill. And if you times that, right now we have 4 cell phones. Eventually we'll have 6 on our plan. That's a lot of cable bills. That's a mortgage now. 6 phones, if you take away the net neutrality, is going to be in friggin' insane. So Obama had put in a law in place to not take it away. And of course the Republicans are doing, Trump administration is doing everything to take away everything he put into place.
Trump versus everybody.
Right. He like, fuck all y'all. I just want to undo everything he did. Right. Because he was black and it couldn't have been right.
You think that's the reason? The only reason?
Yes. Do you know that what is it? Prince Harry? Is it Harry? Mm-hmm. Who just announced his engagement to a half black woman, or a quarter, as some of you fucking haters say. Said that he was not invited to their wedding, which is happening next year, but Obama was. So there was like a tweet that said when he finds out that Obama's invited to this wedding, he's not, he's gonna throw a fucking tantrum, because like the whole world, anybody who's invited to this wedding but him. Yeah. And that was specifically what he said.
Right. Who cares?
So I do think I think his being black has a lot to do with it.
Right.
He was raised by the KKK, so
yeah. I don't know. Fuck Trump. I don't care. But back to the net mentality.
I don't agree with that, and I don't want them to take it away. I don't want to pay for a cell phone for what I have a cable bill. And if you want me off of social media, that's the way to do it. I will not pay additional money.
I think that's the bottom line. They want people off of social media.
They don't want people off of social media. No, they want to regulate and be able to charge
that's
more.
What I mean. No. I mean, they want to not off. I'm sorry. Let me use the better word. They want to control social media. And they know the rich will afford it and the poor won't.
Yeah, but then what are you controlling? Then you're not going to be able to see what everybody's doing.
Right.
So social media is a way to see what everybody's doing.
Think about this. No, social media is also a tool for us to network. Just like how we are doing this podcast and we're tooling and we're broadcasting and everybody is together and we all come together, and we may disagree on little topics, but a lot of us that listen to this Two Side podcast, we all agree on the same topics. So this is a way. So this comes about, then we will have to pay to do this. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, this is what I'm saying. So it's a way to control. So therefore, our voice. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, this is what I'm saying. Sorry about that. So many voices wouldn't be heard. You know what I mean? So I mean that's what I mean as far as that. You know?
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, that's the way I look at it.
I think it's all about money.
It's obviously about money. Everything's always about money. But I think money is always about money, power, and control. That's just it. You know what I mean? That's the bottom line. It's definitely bottom line. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think about it out there? You know, have you guys heard about this? You know, I don't know. It's like I said, I haven't done a lot of research on it yet, so I don't. You know, I don't have really a solid opinion yet because I haven't done my research about it.
Nah, I don't want them to take it away, but we can bring it back up when you talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, when you looking more into it, and hopefully you guys will comment on there, and I'm going to post it, and I'm going to ask for comments as question of the week, because we've been so screwed up that we haven't been on point with like our question of the week and what we normally do with you guys and how we interact with you guys. Mm-hmm. And so eventually when our life gets back to normal, because life still happens and we still are a family and working people, we'll go back to our regular scheduled program every Tuesday, our question of the week, our peeve of the week, which I actually have my peeve of the week already ready. I hope you have yours ready.
No, I have a couple. I'm peeved off right now, actually, so I have a couple. But I mean, actually, I wanted to go back to what you were saying. I mean, again, guys, this is real conversation with real people. We are real people. We have real lives. We go through the same thing everybody else go through. Obviously, those that know us, y'all know that. And, you know, we understand that too from y'all guys. So, I mean, again, we really appreciate you guys supporting. And you know, again, we will try our best. We not try. I'm not going to say try because I don't like that word try or can't. We will do our best to be on top of our game. So, I mean, but do you have a couple of things you wanted to talk about today, right?
Yeah.
Did you want to start with this nasty thing that you sent me earlier?
Yeah. Say it. Talk about it.
Okay, so it's I guess it's a virus going around. A vaccine. I mean, it's a virus, right? It's called HPV.
It's HPV virus.
Yeah.
So that's funny. Not funny, but
Yeah, it's
sincere.
nothing funny, but this damn picture is ugly.
No, the picture is disgusting.
Yeah.
I wish I could see it. One day we'll get our lives together and you'll see our faces on YouTube. We haven't gotten that far yet. But Sincere just got his first dose of the HPV vaccination.
Right.
So it's a 3-part dose, and it starts at age 11, and he has to go back in 6 months. And then I believe...
Which he hates that, I bet.
He does hate that. And there's a 3rd dose, and I don't know if it's like a year or two. I forget exactly. I'm surprised I don't remember because a while ago my sister and brother were on ABC talking about, my sister-in-law is a RN, and she's in support of it. And she was talking about it on the news or whatever, and I watched her, and they did awesome. Shout out to Melissa. But so he just got his first dose in 15, got it already, and so did TJ. And what it is men are carriers, but it affects women more. But boys and girls got it. But men are known, or boys are known to be the carriers of it. And it's like, I guess now they kind of consider it like an STD. I don't remember the exact effects of it, but they got a vaccination when I was in my early 20s. So that picture is what you see is some of what happens if it goes untreated.
So this is like their tongue? Their tongue?
That's their throat and their tongue, yeah. I'm sure that's probably like one of the things. I'm sure there's other things, but... So the reason that I sent you that was because Sincere was getting his first vaccination for it. And just to talk about wrapping it up, I know we haven't said this in a while either. You guys need to be careful out there. It's getting a little crazy. There's a strain of gonorrhea, or they're saying that gonorrhea is going to become a super STD that antibiotics are no longer going to be able to address soon. A super string is what they call it. So the point of me bringing up that and the HPV is that you guys need to wrap it up. You need to get tested. People think it's rude when you ask them to get tested before you guys stick together. I don't think it's rude at all. And if you think it's rude, then you're not someone I want to be with,
My life.
And you can be free and you can be sexual, but you got to know who you're being free and sexual with. Like, if you get one of these things and they're not something you can get rid of, like, you don't want it at all, but if it's something you can't get rid of, then that's the rest of your life for those 3 minutes or however long the fun was.
3 minutes? I hope it's more than 3 minutes. Shit.
Regardless, I don't care if it's an hour. It's still not worth my life or my health.
It's like 2 pumps. This ain't even worth me dying, dog.
The message is wrap it up, have safe sex, get tested, have your partner tested. If they look at you with the screw face because you asked them to get tested, then move on.
Move on, for sure. For sure. But I mean, I'm reading this thing, so it says that this HPV kills faster than AIDS.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy, man. Like, ugh. And like, again, I just wish you guys could see this picture. Maybe, you know what?
We're gonna post it later.
If anybody follows us on social media, definitely check it out. We're gonna post this picture later. I mean, it's gonna gross you out. I can't. It's like something that you can't. Like, you don't want to look at, but you can't turn away. It's definitely one of those things, but it's definitely gross, and I definitely want to move on from this. But definitely wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Hold on, wait. Before... I gotta see this guy. So she sent me this, and when I was reading on Twitter, it was like, "Be careful who you kiss," or somebody commented, "Well, I guess I'll be rolling up my own blunts." So I thought that she was sending that to me to, like, don't watch you, be careful who you smoke after, because Tiffany been telling me this for years.
That is definitely one of the things in there. It says be careful. That was the tweet. Somebody tweeted this article and said, "Oh, I guess I ain't rolling up with anybody anymore," and that's like a big deal for me. Like, that's so gross. Like, he would just be like, "Puff puff fast," and I'd be like, "Really?" Because I don't think you're gonna kiss me after that. I don't know what you're doing.
But and then like, I'm not gonna lie, she brought the awareness to me, so now it's like I'm really, really cautious of that. And this is funny because we were in like a circle. I don't know if you remember. We were at a friend's house, and I won't say their name on air.
Pretty recent, yeah.
Okay. Because there was another incident I remember that was like probably a couple years ago when we used to live in Philly.
Right, but we were.
I know what you're talking about.
We were past it, and the person went to pass me back the L, and I just was like, "Nah, you can have that." And I gave him the whole L. Like I didn't even want it anymore. You can have it. You can keep it, brother. Smoke on me. You know what I mean? But that shit was funny. But so this is another thing that you saw. She's done other things on my phone today, which is cool.
So before you continue,
Yes.
Hello, Brittany. My
Hello,
sister is
Brittany.
on from Puerto Rico again.
Yay, Brittany, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. So, and this actually you sent me this, and I saw this on Twitter. What? Which one?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so I saw this on Twitter. Right? It says, ladies, if your friend. Okay, wait a minute. If your friend is a whore and your man tells you, what? Are you laughing?
Go ahead, because the way you said it. Go ahead.
A whore? Yeah, a whore. I wanted to say that.
Go ahead.
But anyway.
My friends are whores, so
They're
we
not.
good.
I like that. Yeah, you're right. So, because they were, I would definitely tell them. But anyway, let me get back to the story. So, if your friend was a whore and your man tells you he doesn't want you to hang out with them anymore, what would your response be?
As much as I respect you and you're my husband, I'm not going to stop hanging around with someone because you think they're a whore. Because where is the trust in me? Like, they can be a whore. I don't have to be a whore because they're a whore. Birds of a feather flock together. I guess that's what you think about when you hear that or whatever.
That came to mind, but that's not really what I was going to say. I mean, because that goes back to the other situation too. Like that goes both ways. So if my friends are a bunch of, and I have friends that are out there. I'm not gonna name names, but not like I don't hang out with them like that. So it depends on the situation. Because if you're going out with your friends and I know she's a whore, and you're like, oh, we're going to this party and da 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 da. Well, no, she's going to that party. You're going to bring your ass home. Like you're like, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what's going to happen at that party. And then it's like more so, and it's not because of trust of you, but it's like she may put you in a bad situation. You know what I'm saying?
But don't you think I'm grown enough to make that decision? I'm not a child. I'm not your daughter.
No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying, I mean, I understand what you're saying too. But I'm talking about as far as like if she's drunk. And I know how you are. You're very protective of your friends. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So if she's drunk, you know what I mean? And whatever can it be, a guy, you know, she dancing with a guy or whatever can it be, and a guy's getting really aggressive, that's putting you in a harmful situation.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So you need to be around people that carry themselves just like you or think about you because they know that you're not about this life. You know what I'm saying?
I agree, but I don't agree. So, and I am going to put her on blast. My best friend, Elvia, since I was a kid, back in the day when we used to go out before we had all these kids and our husbands and stuff, she's always been a good girl. She's not a hoe or a whore of any sort. But when she's drunk, she's Wonder Woman. So she was always trying to fight somebody. So for a while, you know, we stopped going out because I'm like, listen, I ain't going out. You fighting, you gonna get my ass beat, you know, because it'd be like us two against like either a guy or a bunch of girls. And I'm like, even if we can fight, you just not putting us in a good situation, you know. And that's when she got that. That's just alcohol. You know, some people, their attitudes change when they're in alcohol. I mean, she's always crazy. I love you, Elvia.
Right.
I mean, mean that with nothing but love.
Nothing but love.
But you have to, as an adult, you shouldn't like put yourself in a situation. So you should make that call.
Absolutely.
So that's different than someone being a whore. Like we're talking about like a hoe friend or whatever. Right. And I mean, you watched Issa and her show. Her girlfriend was a hoe or whatever. They just went their separate. She went with the boy and she went home. Like that's just, you know what I mean? Like but I don't think you need to not.
But again, I feel like in that show, her friend was very respectful of her. Like she went her separate way. Okay, you see you later. Not involving her in her nonsense. That's just the same way of like, if my homie was just wilding like in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Don't involve me in that shit, dog. Like I'm not doing that no more. I'm not about that right now. And you got me out here wilding the fuck out. Like, well, you wilding out, but then I'm guilty by association. So that's what I'm saying. So if you a hoe, you're guilty by association.
No, I think you're looking at it as a man's point of view. So like, you know, we tell our teenagers, my little brother and my son are teenage boys, like, you can't just get in anybody's car because you don't know what's in that car. Because if y'all get pulled over and y'all get pulled over by the cops, if there's a gun in that car and nobody take responsibility for it, you going down for that. If there's drugs in the car, you're going down for that. I think you're looking at it in that aspect where if you being a hoe, like, we ain't gonna fuck boy together, you gonna fuck them by yourself.
I understand that. I get that. But I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about like the actual act. I'm talking about the way people perceive. And you being my girl, I don't want you being perceived as a hoe. At all.
I don't give a fuck about that.
But I do.
If you know you know I'm not a hoe, right?
So if
you talking about from a stranger or like the next person? Because the next person, if they know us, they know I'm not a hoe. It shouldn't have nothing to do with that. So a stranger, who cares how a stranger looks at me or my friend?
Because as far as maybe I should put blinds on because I'm looking at it as far as business because we have a business. So I'm looking at it like, yo, I don't need you out there looking like that because we have a business to conduct. Like, you need to make sure this is
again, you're reading all into this, you know, you like going like all in on it.
But listen, this is what you send me this post so I can go in on it, okay?
But that's why I sent it to you the minute before we go live, so you can't think that much.
But I'm sharp. Listen, I'm sorry. What you want me to do? I'm sharp. You know what I mean? It could be a minute. It could be a second. I'm gonna read it and analyze it. And I'm going in. Let's go. This is what I come here. This is what I come on this show to do. I come here to analyze. This is why it's called two sides. You got your side and you got my side. Female side and men's side. You know what I'm saying? Men represent for us. Please stand up and comment on this. Would you want your girl to hang out with a hoe? I'm just that's be real. Please answer that question because I'm gonna be honest. I mean, and again, don't get me wrong. I know there are some girls out there that are great hoe friends. They do their whole things, they hoish things, and they're great friends at the end of the day. But I mean, that's cool. But I can't have you around my kids and kissing my babies and all that because you are. I don't know what dick was in your mouth last night. Get away from me. Just saying. I'm just saying. Just keeping it real.
Hey, Gil. Thank you for joining us. What up, Gil?
Thanks, man. Speaking about Gil, so Gil sent me something that he wanted to bring up. Well, he
may not want you to know. He may not want everybody to know that he sent it to you.
No, Gil, it ain't bad. It ain't bad. I wouldn't put him on blast like that.
He said, if I know my chick, it is what it is. Exactly. Okay. Thank you, Gil. Okay, I agree.
Gil. Okay. I still don't want you hanging out with my hoe-ass friends.
My hoe-ass friends, they got to come home and kiss my babies?
They won't be. Listen, I
don't let nobody kiss
I would have the hand sanitizer and the Clorox wipes at the door. Wipe your lips and hand squirt. You know what I'm saying?
You're so stupid.
Because you probably got to screw them out.
Oh, my God. Shut up.
Okay.
You so extra.
So this guy, this rapper Post Malone, which I actually like this
She
guy.
says she can only dap my kids. Though.
Right. With the elbow though, dog. With the elbow.
With the elbow.
I mean, all right.
Go ahead.
No, it's cool. So Post Malone, he put, if you're looking for lyrics, if you're looking to cry, right? If you're looking to think about life, don't listen to hip hop.
I saw that on Twitter.
What are you feeling? What's your feelings about that?
Well, I had to think about this because what first came to mind probably will offend some people. First of all, I didn't know who Post Malone was until like 5 minutes ago.
Right.
So I can't take nothing that he says serious. And like, I don't know his struggle and like where he came from, and I don't know what hip hop he's talking about. I don't care about mumble rap. Right. So if we talk about that hip hop, to me that's not even hip hop. That's mumble music. Mumbo jumbo. I call them nursery rhymes. Like that's my nickname for them because it just rhyme and it's catchy. And that's what nursery rhymes are to teach kids. The problem is they're teaching kids the wrong things. Now, if we talking about real hip hop, if we go back to NWA and Tupac and just we go back, then I totally disagree.
I disagree, right?
And if you call yourself a hip hop artist and I don't even pretend to know the extent of everything hip hop and stuff like that, but if you call yourself a hip hop artist and you don't know your history, then you don't have the right to call yourself a hip hop artist, whether it's mumble rap or not. Because I'm not saying the mumble rappers may be mumble rapping, but may have the education of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like they may understand where they came from, whether they agree or not, or however. But no, I don't. If we're talking about today's rap, maybe.
Right.
And I don't consider that hip hop.
I mean, and again, I don't consider, and I may offend people too. I don't consider today's hip hop. I mean, today's music hip hop. it's rap music to me. It's just rap music. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Hip hop to me has a feeling. It hits the soul. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's like soul food. Like when you digest that, it's like wow, because it's some De La Soul. It's some Tupac. It's some Biggie Small. It's some Rakim that I can recite it to this day that
Right.
it resonates in my life, my everyday struggle. Like when I'm going through certain things, I'm like, yo, I go back to the old raps. You know what I mean? Ice-T. Because me personally, I grew up on a lot of West Coast rappers. So I was big on that. You know, Tech Nine. And a lot of people don't listen to Tech Nine, but I was listening to Tech Nine. Like, so it's a lot of things I grew up on that it was different. So I mean, I understand where he coming from for that generation.
Right, he might be talking about right now.
Yeah, right now. So
Right.
he's talking about right now. I agree with him because this music today
There's
is
no
all about
substance.
clubs and
Mhm.
just taking drugs and all that. I mean, again, I was kind of having a conversation with Young Boy Work, and I was like, yo, the era has changed because y'all glorify drug users. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's getting high and being that's cool. And I'm not saying I'm not saying it's right. But back in our day, we looked up to the drug dealers, like the people that was getting money, like you know what I mean, and living a life and were very intelligent. They were sharp. They were doing things wrong, but they were sharp. They were on point. Not like Jay said, like yo, your whole body language is on remedial. Like you guys look retarded. I see some kids, they just like I'm like yo. I can't have a conversation with you because you don't even you can't articulate your words. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But I agree with him if he's talking about today's rap. You know that's I don't know. But what do you guys think? I mean, do you guys think that hip hop is? I mean, because basically he's saying hip hop is dead. What Nas was saying a couple years ago, but I think Nas was saying it had a different meaning. You know what I mean? Well, maybe not.
Well, and then you say like Swiss Beats made a comment and said that it's just a changing generation the way they were a changing generation from what is it like Kumo D and all of them back then, Curtis Blow and all that. Like it's just a changing thing. Yeah. I mean, just the different generations,
right.
So I guess you can look at it like that. Like it's just an evolving thing, and we didn't grow up on it. It's not what we know, so we don't consider it hip hop.
Right.
But our son listens to a lot of that shit, and that's hip hop to him. Right. That's rap. That's urban.
Right.
So I guess it just depends on how you look at it.
I mean, to be honest with you, I felt like my dad when I was like one day I was talking to Sincere about music, and I was like, yo, I feel like my dad. Like, what the fuck I feel real old. So I really had to like.
You got to look at it like that. Like, but I'm like, that shit is really some bullshit. Right, like, you can't understand the words.
Well, I mean,
that's the problem that I have. That I can't understand what it's saying.
Here's the problem. Not the problem, but here's the thing. My dad used to tell me the same thing. I don't even understand what the hell he's talking about.
That was our generation. That was their generation not trying to understand. I feel like we try to stay on the same page as our older kids or whatever, as the boys.
Right.
And these are truly mumble rappers. Like nobody knows what they're saying. It's not just us.
Because when I asked him, like, well, Will, what did he say? I don't know. The beat's hot.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
So it's not that we just don't get it. But, we had lyrics. There were words. Right. They just didn't want to listen to it because it wasn't their style of music. Right. It's not the same thing. So Gil said, I agree because he's not talking about all hip-hop artists. So most of the current music is for the moment. There's nothing that connects you to it personally. And that's what I'm saying. I agree.
Right.
When you hear a classic song from 2006 and before, you remember the moment and the feeling it gave you.
Absolutely, Gil. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the other day, right, so we live basically an hour away. So we were driving home, an hour away from Philly.
From the Northeast.
Yeah. So we were driving home, and I was, like, in my bag. Like, I'm playing, like, Biggie Smalls. Like, I'm playing, like, everything that I grew up, we grew up on. And I just was, like, reminiscing about, I remember when I was in the car driving down Allegheny Ave. I remember doing this, doing that. I remember doing, like, but in my head, like, I was getting that feeling of, like, I was going back. And the words were taking me back to certain places and certain feelings. And, like, maybe our kids will have the same effect with these rappers. You know what I mean? Maybe. I don't.
Maybe. I
don't see it, but maybe. You know what I mean? I mean, it's, it is what it is. It's just. So, the other thing that you sent me was a child is not a reason to stay with someone. Sometimes the child is the reason to move on. to provide a healthier lifestyle for them. I can see that. I can see that. What
can you?
I mean, I can see the reason of that. I mean, I guess. I mean, if it's, I mean, the child. If you guys are in a relationship and it's a toxic relationship, then yes, then I think that's, that's not healthy at all for the child. You know what I mean? I see that, but I mean, also splitting up. It's like a double-edged sword. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a double-edged sword because you split up and then that kid's going through. Damn, I don't have a father. I don't have a mother. Whatever it may be. Like, well, I have one, but they're over there. Then we're. That's a good one, dude.
Well, I mean, it's just hard. I think it just depends on the situation. Like you said, if it's a toxic relationship, then it's not good for anyone.
Right.
I just don't know. Like, I wouldn't. I mean, as a child, I don't know if I would want to be in a house where my parents are staying together for me. Like, they don't love each other. So is there affection? Is there connection? Are we going to have dinner and breakfast together? Is it going to be like routine and not like emotion? Like, right. No emotion? Because then this is what you're showing me, that this is what a relationship is supposed to look like. Right. So now when I move on, there's a great chance that I'm going to be in a relationship for the emotions, like, because this is what, quote unquote, I'm supposed to do. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know having both parents in the house is an asset if you have two good parents, who have the same motive to raise you right and to be there for you and to be great parents to you. But if you're not in love, like, what kind of life is that for you?
Right.
And then, are you truly happy? But, you're not truly happy. So, like, your kid never gets to see that.
True.
And then what? And then you get divorced when they're of age, and then they got to be like, well, what the fuck happened? We just had this long-ass life. You guys were just married for a long time, and now you're divorced? Like, I don't understand. I'm confused.
I mean, well...
So I may not be a little kid anymore, but I think that's still something hard to deal with.
This touch base with me, because being a child of that, of my parents sticking together because of us. It's I can relate to that. I mean, as a child, I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't notice as a child, you know what I mean? But when I got a little older, I started seeing things like, okay, wait a minute, like, you know what I mean? This ain't genuine, this ain't real. And then when I got married, that's when my mom had a conversation with me and told me what was going on, why she stayed, and what this and this and that. I mean, I totally understand it, and I'm gonna be honest, I appreciate her for doing it. You know what I mean? But I feel like that's a conversation. If that person decides to do that, that's the conversation you have to have with your child afterwards. Like, yo, this is why I stayed. You're the reason why I stayed, because I didn't want you to grow up in a home where you didn't have both parents. And, Again, when I talked to her, I clearly understood why she did it. And I gave my mom the highest praise for it because, yo, you went, like, just think about this. Like, that was the ultimate, like, you already sacrificed your body for me. And then you sacrifice your happiness for me. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I not love this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was just it was a more. I gained more appreciation. I should say more. I can't say more love because I love her. I love her the same, but a more appreciation of her. Like, you are an amazing woman. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You really are an amazing woman. So
it's the love of a mother.
Right. And I mean, not a knock on my father at all. He's a great guy too. I have a great relationship with both my parents now. I have a better relationship with both my parents now that I'm older and they got divorced. You know what I mean? I'm to be honest, like, you know what I mean. But it's. It's definitely a conversation that you're going to have after, everything's said and done.
But I don't think that they had a toxic relationship. It may not have been. You think it was toxic?
I witnessed a lot, yeah.
You think it was toxic?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because think about it. Like, I think about everything that I went through. It was in me, right? Like, I didn't just pick this up from nowhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it affected me. You know what I mean? But again, that conversation it helped me also too. You know what I mean? So Well, I mean, do you have anything you want to comment about that?
No. Gil said no child should catch a rap of a toxic relationship because there would be a lot of resentment later on. Was there resentment for you before you had that conversation?
Yeah, it was a lot of resentment. Because I didn't, like you said earlier, I didn't understand. Like, I didn't understand what was going on, why, But again, after the conversation was had, and me being a parent, and me being a husband, and going through all the heartache and the hard time and everything else, I understand. Like, oh, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I'm not saying that she should. I feel like she shouldn't have stuck around. I feel like she should have left, and but again, I appreciate her decision. You know what I'm saying? I do. I mean, me personally, I would have bounced, but that's just me.
That's the problem, though. When you have a kid, you can't be selfish anymore.
Right.
You can't, it's for them. You make all the sacrifices for them, and I think that's the key. Having a child, you may not agree with the decisions your parents made, but you definitely understand why they made them.
Absolutely.
As a parent, there really is no fucking book.
Nope.
And I had my first child. I was 18 years old. I was 17 when I got pregnant. I was kicked out the house when my mom found out, okay? And I'm telling you now, at 34 and 4 kids later, well, more like 8 kids later between my little brother and my stepkids and all that, I've never felt that it was hard. Like, I never sat down and said, being a fucking mom is hard at the age of 18. But at 34, I'm like, this shit is fucking hard.
Right.
It is hard being a parent. I don't know if it's because we have 4. I don't know if because one is a teenager now. I don't know if because they're different ages. I don't know if because I'm older. I don't know why I feel right now at this moment that being a fucking parent is hard. Like, I've never said those words until this year.
Let me tell you why, right? Well, I'm gonna give you my reason why, because I had the same thing. And again, we had our first child when I was 24.
23.
23. I keep saying 24. I always say 24. I always say 24.
You make that up.
I do. But anyway, so 23, right? And it was easy at 24 because it was like, okay, I have a little son. He's my little buddy. He's cool. He rides around with me. He's sleeping with me at night. It was cool. It was little. So, but then when he got older, and now I'm thinking about his future and his legacy and this and that. And now I'm like, oh shit, I really gotta get my shit together because I have this little guy, looking and depending on me. He always depended on me, but now it's more so of I got to make sure his life is not like what I'm going through right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. Like, I think that's my reasoning why I feel like it's harder now, because I'm so thinking, and Kai's coming down and talking to us now as we talk about kids. Yes, buddy.
Come here, Kai.
But again, guys, so I feel like that was the hard decision for me, because that was the hard part of thinking about their future in just their legacy. It was hard. You know what I mean? What do you want to say?
I don't know. I'm not saying I disagree with anything you said. I'm just saying, for me, it's just like, am I giving them all equal attention? Is it enough attention? Do I hug them a lot enough? Do I kiss them enough? Do I tell them how great they are? Do they know I love them? Like, would you need this? Mm-hmm. You should probably give them medicine. Am I giving them enough of what they need? Or they're going to grow up and be like, my mom didn't hug me enough. My mom wasn't there enough. As a baby gives me a hug, he gives me a hug every 5 seconds. Am I giving them what they need emotionally and mentally, not only physically and, materialistically? Kai, say hi to everyone. Say hi, podcast family.
Hi.
So I think it's more of that. like my time, and like right now I had to take a break from doing homework to do the podcast with you while they're upstairs, and then I work the next 3 days, 13 hours, and hopefully I get some overtime while I'm there too. So like, even though I'm off the four days with them, I just always feel like it's not enough. Like I feel like I can't split myself enough. I feel like, are they eating healthy enough? Am I giving them too much sweets? Am I being too strict? If I'm not being strict enough, am I not disciplined enough? Do they have, I don't know. I just want them to be happy. And I just feel like there's so many questions in my mind that go through my mind every day. And then when we go through financial struggles and we have to not give them something that we told them, even though it's not needed, it was something that they earned or deserved, or we just wanted to give it to them, to take them to have a fun time, like a trip to Sky Zone or whatever the case may be. And then shit like the illness we went through, taking a lot of our money, like you can't. And then it's disappointing, and the holidays are coming. So it's just like this is literally what goes through my head on a daily basis. Is this enough? Is it not enough? Should I do this? Am I doing this right? I don't know what to do, and then I ask my friends and, or like my mother-in-law or things like that. Like, you just reach out to other people, and your kids are your kids. They're different.
All right. True that.
You try to, and then I try to do things that I remember what I didn't like or what I did like as a kid or what I felt like I needed more of, and I try to do more of that. But because kids are different, you don't know if that's it.
Then times are different too, so you can't do that either. I mean, you can't. I mean, I don't know. I always used to say to my dad, like, you know what, Dad, like, everything that your father did to you, just don't do it to me. If you didn't like it, don't do it to me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then again, it's just like times are different. It is really different. But the basics, I feel like the basics of life is the same. Like the principles of life are the same. You hug your kids, you love your kids, you teach them the right way, and you gotta kind of like just hope and hope and pray for the best that they know that they love you. Like I feel like our kids do know, like they know that they come from love. Like, you know what I mean? They know that. Yeah, we might be a little crazy and loud and cursing and all that stuff. They know we love them. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I think you're a great mother though, so
thank you.
Everybody needs to hear that.
I think you're a great father.
Thank you.
That's something that I actually just had this conversation with Sincere. I don't even know how it came up, but I always told him, like, even those moments where I hated you, it was never hard to co-parent with you. Right. When we weren't on the best page together, and that part was so easy. That part didn't skip a beat, and it was just like because we both wanted the same thing. Right. We both wanted what was best for our son, even in the moments we didn't agree. I know it didn't come from anywhere malicious or ill will. I know it came from a good place, and it was just like a learning thing. And because you were going through it for your first time, and this was my second time, it was, we butt heads a little bit, but there was never a moment where it wasn't easy to compromise or give in. And even for you, like on the other way around, like being like, all right, well, I don't know if you thought she's been here already. Like,
I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean, you having Fatine was definitely like, okay, she knew what she doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she knew what she doing. I didn't
break him.
Yeah, she's not gonna break him. And I always told you that I feel like I was comfortable, like obviously, like having a baby with you, like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even a thought, like. Okay, like you're pregnant. I was like, okay, cool. Like, I mean, it was scary. Don't get me wrong, because it was my first, but I wasn't like scared. Like, oh my God, she's gonna have my baby dirty. She's gonna have him in a pamper, just walking down the street. Like, it was never that. Like, I knew that he would be well taken care of, clean, which he was, and and he was very, very spoiled by both of us. So,
God.
Yeah, and
it's funny that you say that, like having him in a pamper, because now Malachi, who's 4. If we have to get up like really, really early to take you to work, we have to dress him.
Yeah, he doesn't want to pajamas.
You can't take him out of pajamas. He's like, no, I'm not going out in pajamas. I don't care what time it is. You can put my sneakers on, you can put my clothes on. And this is ridiculous. Like, we bought him this cute sweatsuit. It's an all black sweatsuit with white, what is it, like space shuttles and like the planets. Yeah. And it's in white, and it's like the cutest thing for a little 4-year-old. And he looked at it and was like, I'm not wearing that.
That's pajamas.
That's pajamas. I'll wear just the shirt, but I'm not wearing the shirt and the pants together. Like, they look like PJs. Can I just wear them for bed? And I'm like, no, you're gonna wear the sweatsuit.
That kid's hilarious.
Oh my
He's
god,
definitely
that
hilarious,
kid.
man. Oh my god. So I just read this. Kaepernick is receiving the 2007 Sports Illustrated Muhammad Ali Legends Award.
I saw that.
I think that's
But he still
awesome.
can't get a contract?
He's not going to get a contract.
Like, this is ridiculous.
It is, but all right, listen. All right, here's the thing about this, right? And my grandma used to tell me this all the time, right? As a black man, you never want to be the first person to do anything, which sounds horrible because she was like, when you're the first person, you're going to be the what is that word I'm looking for? The example, the sacrifice, whatever you want to call it, because you're basically done. Like, you know what I mean? So he's not going to get a contract. If anybody out there thinking that this man's going to play football again, he's not. You know what I'm saying? And it's reality. I mean, I hope that he does. I mean, if he does play football, it won't be in the NFL because there's so many teams right now that need a quarterback, and he's like overqualified. I wasn't overqualified, but he's definitely qualified for the job, and they won't give it to him. So, I mean, just shout out to Kaepernick for that, man. That was a big thing.
Yeah, congratulations.
I mean, that's awesome, man. But I mean, he's not going to play football again. So I just don't want everybody to just keep bringing it up because people talk about that at work all the time, and I'm like, dude, he's not going to play. He's not going to play.
That just sucks. He's chalked. The only way he will get a contract is if he shuts up, and it's never going to happen. They already lost over $100 million.
No, he's going to play in the CFL, which is like the Canada Football League or something like that. He may play there, but that's it.
Will they pay him? Do they pay as much?
Yeah, I mean, from what I know, yeah. I mean, it's just not over here. Like we don't watch it. Just like playing basketball overseas. Like the contracts are I'm not saying the same, but it's a good living. You know what I mean? I mean that's what I'm sounding sincere. I was like, don't get discouraged. I mean, cause I'm a real person with my son. I mean, I don't crush nobody's dreams. I always tell them to dream, aim big and dream high. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. But I also have, you got to have that fallback plan as education. That's number one. Basketball is number two. Education is number one. Basketball,
and a backup plan.
Yeah, and a backup plan. Just but I mean, but if you want it, you work for it. That's what you get. Like nothing's gonna be handed to you. Nothing is easy. Especially in the NBA or NFL. You know what I mean? But if you want it, you can reach it. You can reach whatever you want. You just got to put the work, put time in. So I told him, I said, overseas, you play ball overseas, man. You know what I mean? I actually we went to school for a guy that played ball overseas, Steve Smith.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing really good overseas. You know what I mean? So and he's doing good for years.
Tall guy.
Yeah, he
glasses.
Yeah, Steve. He don't wear glasses anymore. But
he did back then.
Yeah. He doing really good overseas.
That's what's up.
Yeah. And let me see. I thought I had something else.
Well, I have the peeve of the week. You said you had a few.
Yeah, you go.
Let me go first.
Sure.
So my husband, who I love so dearly, gets in the bed no matter what the fucking sheets look like. Okay? They could be balled up like they about to go in their wash, even though they're fucking clean.
Oh, shit.
At the bottom of the bed, and he'll pull it enough just to cover his fucking big ass, okay? And then had to wrap his feet in it because, he fucking 6'4". And even though we got a king-size bed with king-size quilt, somehow his feet always seem to be wrapped up in it so it don't pop out or something. I don't know. So I get in the bed. I mean, there's pillows at the bottom of the bed because the kids was playing in it. Like, we got these awesome king-size pillows. We have a body pillow. We have little neck pillows. We have a quilt and a sheet. And the sheet is probably like on the floor between the footboard and the mattress in between. And he's wrapped around in his quilt. And every time I'm about to get in bed, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, why can't you just fix the sheets? It takes 2 seconds. I ain't asking you to fix the bed. I'm asking you to fix the sheets so when we get in it, it's equal. We get under the sheet and the quilt together. I can touch you. You can touch me. But instead of being balled up in a quilt. Like, what's the fucking problem?
That sounds like a wonderful time. But realistically, I'm tired as shit and I just want to get into bed. But I get it.
So let me ask you this. So you so tired, you want to get in the bed. I understand. You work hard, and then I work you harder when you get home. I get it. So now when you get all comfy cozy and I come up half an hour to an hour later and get in the bed and be like, what the fuck is this? I need to fix this. And I have to take it off, and it's cold as fuck in our bedroom,
Yes.
right? When the heat don't catch up. And I gotta fix the sheet, and now you all uncomfortable. You're getting a cold draft up your ass. Like, is that more difficult than fixing the sheet in the first place? Because you know I'm gonna come up and fix it, or I'm just gonna unravel you. And I hope one day, I unravel you and you fall on the fucking floor.
Yo, you hope that?
Yes.
And I hope I break my arm yesterday in the hospital so I can sit there and say, "See, you wish this on me."
No, I don't want you to get hurt.
I want you to feed me applesauce.
I just want you to fall on the floor. Because the shit is bullshit.
Oh my
like, I don't understand.
Yo, it's crazy that I'm your peep of the week because you're my peep of the week. I swear to God. And I posted this on Snapchat, so you already know what I'm talking about.
Where did you post it?
On Snapchat, when I was like, I'm trying to watch a movie and you got your fucking post all loud, your phone all loud. Like, I'm like, yo,
First of
I'm trying to watch something here. And you're like, wait, come on. And you did it in the car too. I'm listening to music the other day. I'm like, listening, I'm on in this song, listening. And all of a sudden, you just start playing some meme. I'm like, whoa, turn that shit off. Like, I'm listening to music. But that's my peep too. But I mean, it is what it is.
Okay, so your show, because if we're talking about the Snapchat, that means it was Law and Order, SUV.
That's
right?
my show. I like that show.
SVU.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine that you like that show, but you ain't start liking that show until
You put me on.
This is the 19th year. I've been watching it all 19
You put me
seasons.
on.
Okay,
Right.
but you wasn't even watching the TV when I came here. You was on your phone.
No, but I was watching.
And all you had to say was "baby." Really? Like, I thought you really weren't watching the show.
It's okay.
I was just watching some Spanish chick dancing.
It was like some pop music.
I'm like, yo, I can't even hear what the shit.
Thank God for the rewind button, though.
So I'm going to sleep. This nigga was going to sleep for like 6 years.
Because you had that shit on, and I couldn't go to sleep.
What, the TV show?
Yo, every time I was falling asleep, an interesting part came on, and I had to catch up to find out what the fuck she was talking about. So I couldn't. Look, you can't. Hey, that's like reading a chapter of a book, and you almost there, and you just like, I'm gonna close the book and read it tomorrow. You got 2 pages left. You won't finish with 2 pages. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna just.
Well, I didn't think you were watching it, so I apologize for that. But you need to fix my damn sheets.
I got you.
You a damn lie.
You're right, I'm not.
You know what? Because we've been arguing about him throwing the clothes next to the hamper. Next to the hamper. Like, if he learned.
I did better. So come on.
Yeah.
I put it in the hamper.
You don't put it in the hamper. Now it's next to your bed where you sleep at.
No,
And in the morning, I'm tripping over your bed shoes.
Because I put it in my closet. You don't see it.
I don't care if I don't see it. It's not even that you don't put your clothes in the hamper. It's the fact that it's next to the hamper.
Right.
Like, you couldn't stretch another inch to the left and throw them in the hamper. That was the thing. Like, if it was next to the bed or in your closet, it's not next to the hamper. But next to the hamper is just like you couldn't stretch an extra finger with your Stretch Armstrong arms.
A lot of times I'm shooting it like Kobe and I miss because I'm not Kobe, so it falls on the floor.
We know you're not Kobe. Okay.
But I got the form though, babe. Kobe.
Oh yeah.
I got the form.
That's the form.
It just don't fall down.
It looked deformed.
Oh shit. Hey,
you are so irking.
You ain't Kobe.
Don't be talking about my mama. Okay?
I know. I was like, fuck you ain't Kobe.
That's my whole boo.
Like it right.
Girl said, we're men. We go with the flow. All that fixing ain't necessary, LOL. He said, just get in the bed. You can fix it in the morning. No, because I need the sheets. Like, I like the sheet and the quilt and stuff like that. I like to be
I don't even know why they sell that fucking sheet. That's just like in the way.
It's not in the way. It's an extra layer. If you're laying with no sheet and then you put a sheet, you get a little warmer.
What the hell, you going to bed butt naked? Like, what the fuck are you sleeping in?
Yes, you're supposed to sleep butt naked. The only reason I don't is because we have those kids.
I was about to say, there's no way we can sleep butt naked in this house.
But it says you sleep better when you sleep naked.
I mean, to have quiet time in this motherfucker, we got locked down in the house like four dicks in this bitch. Like, yo, you stay in this room, lock this door. Here's the tablet. Here's my phone. Here's this. Don't bother me for like 40 minutes. Like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But wait, you wanted to bring up something that we both learned recently.
What?
The unicorn. You want to tell the people?
I sent you the thing. You can read the definition.
I don't have it anymore. I gotta find it.
Yeah, I just sent it to you today, right before we started.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta find it. Wait, in the text message?
So we read something about a unicorn. Yeah, text. And Marquise texted me and was like, what does a unicorn mean in this situation? And I was like, I think it means like someone unlike any other person. Right. So then I was like, well, let me just Google the shit. And then I Googled it, and what came up? I just sent it to you.
I don't have it.
It should be recent.
I don't have it. You don't have it.
You suck at life.
Yeah, I do.
Google it real quick and read the definition because I thought it was funny.
God.
Needless to say, who knows what he was doing when he asked me this question.
How do you like my dyslexic ass? Okay, so anyway, what I was doing was none of your fucking business. What I was doing
So stupid.
that's what I was doing. But this shit was crazy. You got it?
No, you're fucking Sprint. I hate Sprint.
Yo, man, shout out to Sprint. I'm trying to get a contract with this shit. Podcast Sprint. Shout out.
So
Don't be listen, yo, don't diss any companies right now. Don't diss any companies right now. For real. Shout out to YouTube. Yeah, so she's looking it up right now, guys. So give us a second. I'm sorry.
A unicorn is slang for a woman who joins a heterosexual couple for a threesome. A couple looking for such a woman is said to be is said to be unicorn hunting. It's a joke because it can be difficult to find a unicorn third. Like they're a mythical creature that doesn't exist.
Right.
So I guess you don't have to tell them what the fuck you were doing. What y'all think about that? Y'all ever heard that statement before?
A unicorn.
Oh, I got rid of it. You want to read it, you said?
No, it's alright.
So I thought that was interesting because I've never heard that term before. There's all kind of stuff. What was the other thing that I asked you the other day? What it meant? Oh my god!
It's like a whole different lingo, yo.
I know. What said white people definition? You're right. Because what's that show you be watching? A whole bunch of unicorn hunters on here.
Oh, Triple Play?
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Playboy channel. Hey, yo, Gil, check that out.
Oh my god, I can't. I'm using my phone for the recording, so I can't look it up.
Yeah.
It was in my inbox. Somebody said that they thought that I was this, and I was like, well, what the fuck is that?
They thought that you were that?
Not a unicorn, something else that was like that.
A dominatrix.
No, but it was somebody who doesn't give pleasure, but only receives it.
Oh,
Gil cracking up.
Oh, wait. Oh, you did. I remember now. I can't remember the fucking exact term.
I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And these terms just make me feel old as fuck.
Some princess or
Pillow princess.
Pillow princess.
Did you ever hear what a pillow princess
was? What the fuck is a pillow princess?
I was like, what is that? She thought I was kidding.
Yeah, like, I've never heard these terms.
I was like, I don't know what the fuck that means. I'm old as shit.
Right. Like we gotta get like a sex dictionary or something.
Oh my god.
Look at this shit up. We need to go to Cotton.
I got a teenager. I need to keep up with whatever's going on.
This motherfucker coming here with a unicorn shirt on. I'm like gonna clothesline the shit out of this boy. The fuck you doing?
You gonna clothesline on those? No, you're not. You a damn lie.
What the fuck you doing?
You a damn lie. Is that it?
Yeah, man, that's all we got today,
Gotta get back to this homework. You know, I was doing fucking homework today right before this, trying to finish this one assignment out of my 4 that I have to do by midnight. And I have to be at work at 6 o'clock tomorrow. But, yeah, so I hit a button, and I don't know what happened, and the whole fucking thing deleted right before I got to the last question. I had to do it all the fuck again.
Oh, my God.
I wanted to kill everybody. This laptop was about to fly across the room. Then I was like, oh, that's not mine. I can't throw it.
Yeah, don't do my laptop, please. I need my laptop. Thank you.
What the fuck is what? A pillow princess or a unicorn?
So a pillow princess, right? You want to tell me a pillow princess?
I said it. It's someone who doesn't give pleasure, only receives it.
Yeah, so
you
basically,
lay there in a pillow and you get taken care of.
So basically, you're a log.
Mm-hmm.
Or what's the other word we used to call them? A dead. I forgot the word. Fuck it, never mind. I'm gonna make some shit up. But I can make up a lot of names for that. But anyway, But yeah. So guys, again, we just wanted to come on here, just to make sure that we do our.
Aren't you selling tickets for something? Aren't you hosting
shit! I forgot about my hosting gig. I did not. I'm doing bad about that, and I'm actually about to go run big runs. But anyway,
what's a trick, Gil? Said that's a trick.
Oh shit!
You don't get in trouble for a lot of stuff. I know you be seeing his posts.
Oh, Gil?
Yeah. No, you don't get in trouble for a lot of stuff.
No, I don't get in trouble. No. So actually, guys, I'm hosting a comedy show on December 17th. It's at Truth Nightclub. I believe the address is 2138 Sedgley Avenue. I will be it's posted all over my social media. Tickets are $15. I'm selling tickets. I will drop them off to you if you need to drop them off, or I will hold them so when you come to the door, I will make sure that you get in.
Yeah.
Again,
it's on a Sunday, right?
Yes, Sunday from 3 to 8. So it's in the middle of the day, but it's a family event. If you have a kid, you can bring your kids down. There's a cash bar there. There's 10 vendors selling.
They all take Cash App.
Yes, all take Cash App, which is a great thing.
Yo, if y'all don't have Cash App, you need to get it.
Yeah, if you don't have Cash App, you need to kill yourself.
You can even get a debit card.
Yes, but they got food. They're selling food. The last time I was there, the vendors were selling pocketbooks. They were selling like artwork. They had an artist there who was actually painting while he was there. They were selling handbags, skincare products, all kind of things, man. They had a nail tech. They was doing nails there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
It was a cool event. Also, VIP seating and hookah will be available at the event. So it was a great event. Come out, laugh, support your boy, man. Let's support each other. Support your boy, man. I need y'all to come out, support me. This is my second hosting gig. And hopefully there will be many more. So look out for that. And that's what I got. Okay. But thank you for reminding me about that, baby.
No problem.
Oh yeah.
So we're a little late this week, like we said earlier. We're normally Tuesday nights. We try to do between 9:15 and 9:30. Pending life.
Mm-hmm.
And you can join us on Zcast app. We have it on YouTube now, live streaming. You can put the link in your web browser, and it's on all our social medias. And YouTube is 2 Sides. That's the number 2, SIDES space podcast, and you can look us up that way and subscribe to our channel. And we do appreciate everything. And again, thank you guys for tuning in and sharing and liking and listening to us and giving us ideas for the podcast. We really appreciate it. Like we said earlier, we do have t-shirts coming soon. They'll be $15 a t-shirt. Mm-hmm. So, and we'll have sizes small to extra large. They're going to be black with white writing, yes. I think, right now. That's going to be the first color we try. And hopefully Mar will have them when he's hosting on the comedy show. We should have them by then.
Yes. So
that's all I got. I'm Tiffany Fordham.
I'm Dimes.
And this is 2 Sides.
2 Sides.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, y'all. Thank you.